Hi and welcome back to Gamers Web. Today we're going to continue our look at the excellent miniatures from Warlord Games for their Doctor Who miniatures game, Into the Time Vortex. And this time around we're going to look at the 12th Doctor and Companions expansion set. This has been around for a wee while, and you'll have to forgive me because I'm only just getting into the game, so I'm trying to cover as much as possible. In this box set we get 5 white metal miniatures, which we'll look at in a moment, which is the 12th Doctor and his companions, Clara Oswald, Strax, Madame Vastra and Jenny. And on the back we get a brief look at the models painted up, and taking the facial features of a man he saved in his 10th form as a reminder that the Doctor saves people. The 12th Doctor has struggled to come to terms with his inner demons since his regeneration. Outwardly brisk, the 12th Doctor is rarely seen without Clara Oswald at his side, keeping him in check. The pair are sometimes aided by the unorthodox Paternoster gang. The 12th Doctor has faced perennial foes such as the Daleks and Cybermen, whilst overcoming other newer adversaries armed with little more than his sonic sunglasses, an electric guitar and his attack eyebrows. This box contains the following unpainted pewter miniatures: 12th Doctor, Clara Oswald, Madame Vastra, Jenny Flint, Strax and 5 plastic bases for use in the Time Vortex game. Now, this box doesn't contain the cards for the game. They come with the actual game itself, so I've got those with me to actually show you anyway. Okay, so this one's slightly different from the others because this comes with a slip case. So there we go. So a bit of blurb about the 12th Doctor though, with a face taken from Roman Cassius during the Fires of Pompeii episode to remind himself the Doctor saves people. He is, like many previous Doctors, young at heart. Often found to be playing his electric guitar, the 12th Doctor aimed for a more minimalist look this time around, but is worried that his new looks makes him look more like a magician. The Renegade Time Lord's 12th metamorphosis is older than the recent regenerations, and his abrupt manner, coupled with what he refers to as angry eyebrows, conceal a troubled identity as he comes to grips with whether he's a good man or not. With Clara a distant memory after she wiped his mind of recent events, the Doctor needs a new companion to keep himself safe. I am the Doctor and I save people, and if anyone happens to be listening and you've got any kind of problem with that, to hell with you. And then we've got more blurb about the companions. So Clara is the impossible girl. After all, how could she exist in several different points of time and space? A modern day iteration developed a strong bond with the 11th Doctor, so much so that she sacrificed herself into the Doctor's time stream, determined to save the Doctor in his past. Initially finding it difficult to accept the 12th Doctor's transformation after regeneration, the two would warm to his brusque character once describing herself as his carer, played by Jenna Coleman. You're not my boss, you're one of my hobbies. Madame Vastra's wife, Jenny, works as a maid to conceal her relationship from Victorian society. Equally capable in unarmed combat and swordsmanship, Jenny is a formidable opponent, facing such foes as the Great Intelligence, the Headless Monks and the Crimson Horror. The 11th Doctor called Jenny everyone's favourite lock-picking Victorian chambermaid, played by Katrine Stewart. Well, we can't be in that much danger from a disembodied intelligence that thinks it can invade the world with snowmen. Sorry, I'm reading this at an angle, so it's quite difficult to read. Okay, and the next character is Madame Vastra. Awoken from thousands of years of hibernation, Vastra went on a rampage to avenge her kin killed during the construction of London's underground before the Doctor persuaded the Silurian to instead integrate into Victorian society. Eventually earning the title Madame Vastra will become known as the Great Detective. Actually, it should be the Veiled Detective, as she aided Scotland Yard in many cases. Madame Vastra cannot shake her Silurian heritage and has been known to eat humans, albeit unpleasant ones such as Jack the Ripper, played by Niamh McIntosh. Good evening, I'm a lizard woman from the dawn of time, and this is my wife. Finally, to preserve his honour of his clone batch, Commander Strax served as a nurse as punishment for being defeated by the Doctor during the Sontaran invasion of Earth. Strax now serves Madame Vastra as her butler in Victorian London. Strax has a hard time differentiating genders and is often prone to lapsing back into his Sontaran warrior's ways to solve problems with brute force and typical Sontaran willingness to die in battle. On his day off, Strax would travel to Glasgow to pick fights with Pleasant Primitives, played by Dan Starkey. I suggest a full frontal assault with automated laser monkeys, scalpel mines and acid. Okay, so there's a bit of a mistake there. So they said that she's known as the Great Detective. She's known as the Veiled Detective because she was a veil. Okay, so top of the slip. Oh, sorry, there's the thing with the sonic sunglasses. Leaving his trademark sonic screwdriver when the young Yavros, the 12th Doctor, took a radical departure from the norm by stating that he was over the sonic screwdrivers as they spoiled the lining of your jacket. Thus, the Doctor would eschew the screwdriver in favour of wearable technology in the form of sonic sunglasses, a suitable accessory for his music-loving incarnation of the most famous Time Lord. Using the sunglasses in similar ways to screwdrivers, though through his adventures, the Doctor would eventually lose them to Clara when she said, Alistair dematerialised in the dinner TARDIS. Returning to more established canon, the Doctor was gifted a newly designed sonic screwdriver by the TARDIS at the end of the episode Hellbent. Okay, I think there's a bit of a spelling mistake there somewhere. And we've got the Doctor Who Gallifreyan logo there, and the BBC logo. Okay, so again we've got the Gallifreyan symbol, and inside here we have our models. Right, so we'll start off with the Doctor. Okay, so this is the 12th Doctor as portrayed by Peter Capaldi. There's only a tiny bit of flash which is on the neck of the guitar. Animation's quite good. He's, obviously, as you can see, he's in a walking pose, so it's quite fluid. No more lines with the exception of that little tiny bit there. And I'm just zooming on his guitar so you can see the detail. It's quite good. And if we look at his face, if we just get his face in focus, this one actually does look a lot more like Peter Capaldi than the resin version, because the resin version, the one that I got at least, was miscast. There's a bit of a problem with his face. Okay, and he does actually say on his base, the 12th Doctor. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is the one that I think has got a bit of a problem with a sword. Yeah, it just needs to be bent back in shape. Okay, so Jenny, her dagger was a little bit bent. She looks very Asian. I think that's partly down to the stance and the outfit. She looks like a geisha assassin, I suppose. She's meant to be dressed in black leather anyway. Okay, so apart from the sword being a little bit bent, or the knife being a little bit bent, quite a good figure. Very striking pose, good detail, nice model. And then we have Madame Vastra herself. Now, Madame Vastra is a Silurian. She's a race of dinosaur-like creatures that evolve, humanoid creatures that evolve from dinosaurs. The detail on the face is very, very good. It looks very much like the character. You just zoom in a little bit so you can actually have a look at her. Looks very much like the character. And she's reaching her hand over her shoulder in quite a dynamic pose to draw her katana. And she's got a tiny, tiny bit of flash on her heel, which is literally 2 seconds of a job to clear away with a file. Okay. That's Madame Vastra. I'm going to get rid of this character because I don't like this character at all. Okay, so this is Clara the Impossible Girl, as played by Gemma Louise Coleman, or Gemma Coleman because she's dropped the Louise part of her name now. She's a very good actress, don't get me wrong. She was very good in Young Victoria. I used to really love her in Emmerdale when she was in Emmerdale, the soap Emmerdale. And she's from Blackpool. She's actually from quite close to where I grew up and lived for a long, long time. So I've seen her around a few times when I've been doing various things over the years. And she's a really nice lass, but I don't think she was a very good companion. I think that she was written really badly. But there she is wearing a trademark sweater, which she tends to wear quite a lot because she's a school teacher. Okay. Before we get to final character, we'll have a quick look at the bases. Okay, we've seen these before. 5 bases, for your figures. Just put them on and then they don't fall over as easily. And then finally, this is my favourite character in this box, if I can pick him up. Here we have Strax the Sontaran. Yeah, he's got a little tiny bit of flash on the end of his gun, but I don't think it's a gun, I think it's a newspaper. And he's wearing his butler suit over his battle armour. Brilliant. Really good fun model, and he'll be quite fun to paint. Okay, so as I said, you don't actually get the cards for the game with this, but they actually come in the game. So we have, first of all, we've got Madame Vastra. I'll just zoom out a little bit so you can see her. Right, so she's unique, hunter, wounds 1, bodyguard, Doctor and Companions, my stuff, sword and energy pistol, and she's got 1 fate point. She's got a speed of 6, resilience of 3, a close combat of 2, and a ranged of 0. And if we look on the back, she's got unique, which means that we can only have one of her. Hunter, the miniature with a straight can engage up to its movement instead of 2 inches, so she can actually engage up to 6 inches, which is really good. So she should get her 6 inches away from someone, she can attack them. 1 wound, bodyguard, so if anybody scores a hit against the Doctor or Companions, you can allocate it to Madame Vastra instead, and she's got an energy pistol or a sword, so you can choose those from the adventure pack, adventure cards. Okay, so the next card is the Doctor himself. We've already looked at this before in a previous video when I looked at the 5th, 11th and 12th Doctor pack, which was the last one I reviewed. So the link will be down here somewhere, if I can find where my camera is, down that way somewhere, or it probably be in one of the corners at the end of this video. Okay, so unique, all hope is lost, 2 wounds, bodyguard, my stuff, 2 fate points, 6, 4, 0, 1. He's exactly the same as all the other Doctors, with the exception of he has actually he doesn't have any difference on his character. He's basically exactly the same. Okay, so all hope is lost is one of the characters that all the Doctors seem to have, or traits all the Doctors seem to have. Clara Oswald, she's the impossible girl because she's seeded throughout the Doctor's timeline. She's got a move of 4, defense of 2, and a ranged and close combat of 0. She's got 1 fate point. She's got hold back, wounds, sneaking, maverick, and bodyguard the Doctor. So basically, bodyguard means she can take wounds instead of the Doctor. Sneaker, she always remains calm, even if she can always claim cover, even if she's in the open. Maverick, this character spend a fate point to make a second move in either movement or shooting from space. So basically she could move 3 times in 1 turn. And then we've got Jenny Flint, 6, 3, plus 2 and 0, 1 fate point. So far we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fate points if you field this set. And she's got hold back, wounds, bodyguard, and my stuff, which is a sword. Pointless looking at any more on that because we've seen them all. Strax, he's got movement of 4 because he's only got little legs. Defense of 2, resilience of 2, plus 1, 2 is melee. He's unique, rage, bodyguard, and my stuff, Sontaran, blaster, and medikit because he used to be a doctor. A nurse. Okay, rage, miniature with this trait, can reroll all body results when making a melee attack. So that's not too bad. And he's got his Sontaran medikit. Okay, so that's a quick look at the Sontaran, that's a quick look at the 12th Doctor expansion pack. And it's not too bad. I'm looking forward to actually getting these all painted. We're going to be doing another video very shortly, hopefully this week, with myself and my friend Dougie playing the game, so we can take you through it step by step as we're playing it ourselves. Right, just get that in there. So, what do you think about these figures? They're quite good. Right, so that's the end of the video, really. As always, I've been Mark. This is Gamers Web, for gamers, by gamers.